What's up, guys? Another video. This is episode 3 in my series, So You Want to Be an Entrepreneur. So what I'm doing for this series is talking about things that have helped me or hindered me in my quest for the big mamu, success. And I've tasted success, and it's fucking amazing. Every job I do is a success. That's hard to say, but yes, every job I do is a success, even if I make mistakes. But I want more, and I have goals. I'm not fixated on just the idea of more. Far from it. I have my goal of buying my land, of building my cabin. We kind of did that last year. I mean, we rented land, we built a cabin, and we just didn't buy it, but we built it. We know how to do it. So today I wanted to talk about the stingypreneur. This I learned from Patrick Bet-David, one of my favorite people in the world right now. He has a YouTube channel, Valuetainment. I talk about it in all my entrepreneur videos, and I mention posting up the link to it, which in true Greg form I never do. So maybe I'll do it today if I fucking remember, and most likely I won't. But this guy talks about it, and he does a lot of great lists. And I got a video coming up. I got to 25 things that I wanted to talk about that will help the entrepreneur. It's not 25 things you have to have or 25 things you need to do. It just describes behavior. Look, it's almost all anecdotal. Ooh, Valuetainment just uploaded a video. Yeah, this guy is a fucking man. Really good interviews, by the way, also. But okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is a term that I believe Patrick Bet-David coined, the stingypreneur. So this is the entrepreneur that is fucking cheap. Now, I'm not talking about being poor. I'm talking about fucking cheap, man. Like, so cheap that he won't invest anything into his business. I mean, this is the type... Okay, I'm going to tell you guys a story. I'm going to be really quick about it, though. You guys probably know, if you're subscribers to my channel, that I took a auto body repair course 10 years ago because I fixed my old truck, and then I decided I wanted to do it for real, and I wanted to take a government course, and they're going to hook me up, and I was going to be a fucking union simp. And after my government course, people would be lining up to give me fucking jobs because I was going to blow them away. And I did a really good job at school and everything like that, but that didn't mean fuck all. And I had a really hard time working in the industry. And I even stopped smoking weed when I took my course because I had a hard time learning how to weld. And I didn't want to fail welding, which I'd always wanted to learn how to do because I was fucking smoking too much weed. It wasn't that, but I just wanted to eliminate all the variables, like I talked about in the last video. You gotta make some fucking sacrifices. But they're not even sacrifices. Like, what's important is important, and the rest is just details. It's only really a sacrifice if it's something for nothing. Like, if I throw all my equipment into a fire because someone says, hey, that would make me really happy, and then I do that, and I don't get anything out of it, that's a fucking sacrifice. But I call these trades. Okay, so it's a trade, or a trade-off, whatever you want to call it. Because sacrifice seems so bleak. But if that helps motivate you, if it makes you feel more hardcore in order to get your business off the ground, which is what I'm trying to help you guys do, well, actually, that's not true. I'm trying to help myself. Make no mistake. First and foremost, I upload videos for myself. I review my work. That's first and foremost. That's the fucking main reason I make videos. About anything, I review my work. Especially now. And also, it gets subject to peer review. Now, although I'm not really after advice, again, any sort of feedback I get is feedback about my performance. So even if, well, I'm getting into fucking metaphysical here, but it's all welcome. So by all means, keep leaving your comments, guys. So everything is for me, but as a result of that, it helps other people. And in me learning to climb trees and start a business and do all this stuff, like, it helps other people in the sense that it could inspire them to do the same thing. Or if they don't want to do all this shit that I do, if they just want to learn parts of it, then they could potentially work for me. Even if they just got me customers and stuff like that. Even if they didn't want to set foot on a job site, even if chainsaws or loud noises scared the shit out of them, if they wanted to work for me, if they really wanted to, they could find something to do. Like, I would say I could find something for them to do, but that's not really the point. The point is, you have to want it, okay? Whatever it is. It's different for every person. So, I knew so when I stopped smoking weed, I also moved back in with my parents for a year and a half at 26 years old, and that was the first year they retired, and I wanted to save money from school. So, I saved money. I saved every single fucking penny I made for a year and a half, and I bought all my fucking tools. I bought a welder, practiced that shit every day at my house. I became fucking really good at it, and I built my collection over time, and I was going to open a shop, but I had all my stuff. I had all my stuff ready to go, and I was ready to do freelance jobs and stuff like that even. So one of my friends now, who's not my friend anymore because he's a fucking retard, not because of this alone, but because of many, many, many other instances of him just shooting himself in the foot. You guys probably know people like this that ask for advice, and then they reject it, and they do the same shit, and they just fucking complain about the same shit going wrong over and over again. And, after witnessing this several thousand times, I have to draw the line. And it's bullshit what people tell you, that, you have to accept your family no matter what, or your friends no matter what, or teachers no matter what. Fuck that. I accept who's right, or who I think is right. That's enough for me. I objectively hold everyone to the same standards. If you want to learn about that and about a whole lot of other shit, you guys should read Atlas Shrugged, or at least watch the movie. MGTOW Entrepreneur. This is the ultimate fucking red pill. This story, I will say. And if you don't need, or distrust the government, if you're tired of shouldering the burden for other people and welfare and all this shit like that, paying into a system that doesn't do anything for you and that rewards the unproductive, then this book is for you. Break free. It will help you. I fucking guarantee it. So, I knew another guy that took a construction course, and he had the same expectations as I did, but he didn't give a fuck about the course, and he didn't try. And he didn't buy any tools. So, at the end, when he was looking for work, he was looking, again, to start his own business, but he wanted to do jobs for customers that would supply the tools for him and that would still pay him a good rate. And he was saying that it's bullshit that you can't succeed in life because it's hard to find customers that will supply the tools for you and pay you. It's like, yeah, no shit, man. It's like if I wanted to go cut down trees and climb them, and I had no experience, but I took a course that the government paid for, and then I would look for customers that had full equipment and ask them to fully outfit me. Full harness, full fucking boots, chainsaw, climbing gear, these pants, shirt. These boots cost $500, by the way. And then I'd complain, oh, it's bullshit, the customers don't want to provide my fucking equipment. Like, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like, anyone that thinks like that is a fucking idiot. And I said, well, why don't you just buy your own shit? Like, even if, oh, I have no money, okay, we'll borrow money. And no, I couldn't do that. Well, it's like, dude, it's your fucking business, man. Do whatever it takes to get it off the ground. And when I started, I had one climbing chainsaw, a chainsaw you guys see me using now, and a big one on the ground. And that's enough, man. And I had my fucking pickup truck, and I had 2 rakes, and I had a tarp. I didn't even have a wheelbarrow. And all the other shit, man, I got it over time. And you do a job, and then you're handicapped because you don't have enough equipment to do it efficiently and easily the way you want it, but you make do with what you have. And then if it's a once in a while thing, then you think of ways that you could make it easier on yourself. But most of the time, like, if it's me, if there's something that could help me do the job, and it doesn't cost a fucking arm and a leg, and it's not a gratuity, like, you have to understand your equipment and what you're working with and see things as functional and not just a scam. Like, a lot of things are a scam, but you have to be able to see through it, and you have to be able to see through, like, what state science institutes tell you and shit like that. And you have to start reading the peer reviews and the user reviews, and more importantly than that, you have to do your own tests and trust your own experience. Like, if I buy a product that's like guaranteed rated to like a certain workload, and like I'm using it and it fucking breaks and I'm 100 feet up in the air and I fucking die, like, it doesn't matter if it was rated or not. But if it's something that I make myself, even though people are going to say, oh, it's not certified, blah, 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 I do my own tests. And I do my own welding, as you guys know, as I was just talking about, and I've been doing it for over 10 years now. And, you know, I understand what I want my inventions to do, and I make them that way on purpose. So I trust myself, I trust my judgment, I trust my experience. And that's why I have the confidence to trust my judgment and experience, because the experience makes the judgment actually worth something. You know, I'm not just saying, okay, you know, go do whatever you want. It doesn't matter if you don't know anything and you're going to be right. No, but you start working a certain way, and at first you just make do with what you have, and then you think, oh, wow, okay, well, if I had the whatever device, it would enable me to get into a better position against the tree, and then it'd be a lot easier, it'd be a lot faster, and I could do 2 jobs like this every day, or 3 jobs, or 4 jobs. You know, I'll give you an example. When I bought my trailer, you know, at first I could not take away the wood. I had to leave the wood for the city, or I could only take away small quantities. And sometimes, you know, even though you don't want to take any away, sometimes the customer offers you a pretty good amount of money to take it away. So you make a trip or 2 trips or 3 trips in your truck, and you take it away, and then you realize it's lucrative, but you're traveling a bit too much for your liking, you know, to make the amount of money that you're making. So you realize that you can buy a trailer, and then you can take away literally 10 times as much wood in one trip. So you can take away all the wood from 3 or 4 jobs at once. And if you advertise wood takeaway, then, you know, the trailer is going to pay for itself in a very short amount of time. And then you're going to start making profits from the trailer, like right after that. And that's exactly what I did. That's what happened to me. And I bought my trailer, $1,600. It was with the last of my money. I basically had money for gas, money to register it, and I had 25 bucks left after that. And the lights didn't work on it, and like one of the tires was flat, and all 4 tires needed changing. And I still haven't gotten around to changing all 4 of them because I fucking can't afford it. I changed 2 of them. I did a bunch of other shit to it, but you know, like that's just fucking how it is, guys, okay? And I'm not saying you're always going to be driving something that doesn't work, but you have to make do with what you have. And, you know, naturally, when I can afford to, I'm going to buy 2 fucking front wheels or front tires for it, and another spare. But, you know, they're $150 each. I spent 300 bucks. I fucking rewired it. I had to buy 2 different wire harnesses, and I had to spend 200 bucks on wires to hook up my winch and weld my winch to the trailer. And I welded a whole bunch of brackets so that I could put my rakes and my other tools on it. And there's still a lot of stuff I have to do, but there's a lot of stuff in a lot of other areas that I have to do. But my point is, the trailer paid for itself, and it's full of fucking wood right now. I would show you guys. I'm going to show you guys in another video really soon the haul from this job. It's fucking crazy. But, you know, having that has enabled me to make a lot more money, and it's made things a lot easier because I can just wheel my tools in. You know, my wheelbarrow, like my wood chipper stays in there now. And then all my other stuff, you know, my ladders, anything else I might need, jerry cans for gas, I just toss all that shit back there. And, you know, all this climbing equipment that you see in front of you also, I mean, it's expensive, man. Like, and I bring this up because I wanted to talk about this for a while, because I know people that have businesses and they won't. There's Monk Music filming. Hey, Dave. So I know people that have businesses and they won't invest in the business, and they don't even have like a work vehicle, but they have a vehicle, and they spend money on their vehicle. You know, like Darren from MGTOW is the only way to live. He got suckered into this trap. He's aware of it, but you know, he needed a work van or a work truck. And, you know, his baby boomer dad pressured him into financing like a sedan, you know, which is very impractical for his painting business. and it's still an expensive vehicle, and it's going to take him like I think 4 years to pay it off. He might do it sooner. He might do it in lump sums, but it just for the $8,000 or $10,000 that he spent on that, like he could have bought 2, maybe even 3 work vans if he wanted to, and I don't mean a minivan. Or he could have bought a van, like an Econoline van, and put all his painting stuff in it, and he could have had a little small car also. And look, man, at first you buy used, you buy whatever you can afford. It's like this for anything. You buy whatever can get the job done. And even if it's something that's fucking it's cheap or of low quality, it's all you can afford, and it's the only thing you have, so you better fucking treat it like gold, because this is your tool. You're using it to make money. Even if it's a recreational tool, for fuck's sakes, man, treat it like gold. It'll treat you fucking way better if you treat it better. So, and then you might find out that even though something's from what people consider to be an inferior brand, and you got something for a crazy fucking next to nothing bargain, and your dream was to save up and buy a real one day, quote unquote, you might very likely find out that what you thought was a piece of shit is actually really good and really well suited for the job. And I'm not fucking shitting you guys. This has happened to me many times. So, invest in whatever you need to make the job easier. Okay, see that thing that I'm pulling right now? Well, I'm pulling a rope right now, but there's a purple thing, okay, like a pulley, and right above that purple thing there's a friction knot. So that knot is what helps me go up and down the rope. And at first I had that knot but no pulley, and that's fine. You can climb really well that way, but it's twice as much work because you have to slide the knot up with your hand, and then you have to, well, actually no, you pull yourself up the rope, you thrust and you pull it down, and then you hold the position, and then you slide the knot up. You pull the rope down, you thrust your hips up, hold the position, then adjust the knot. You pull the rope down, you thrust your hips up, hold the position, and then you adjust the knot. So my way with a pulley, I didn't invent this way, by the way, my way, you put a pulley after the knot, and as soon as you pull the rope, it comes through the knot automatically. And this is a special knot. This is a knot that you can slide it up and down with your hands, but as soon as you sit on it or put weight on it, it blocks, and it basically gets tighter the more weight that's on it. So it's it's a very good knot for climbing. There's no such thing as perfect, and there are a variety of different knots you can use depending on your style or preference. So this knot, it's very good for climbing. So what the pulley does is that it holds the knot in a certain position so that when you pull the rope through the pulley, it comes through automatically, and you can do it with one hand. Now I'm using 2 because you can pull way more that way. And do you have to use a pulley? Absolutely not. It's probably even faster not to use one. Like, you can cover more ground, but the thing is, you get very tired. At least I do, and it's a lot of effort. So with a pulley, it's smooth, and it's one less movement for every movement that I have to do. So it's half as many motions at the end of the day. I have 2 climbing lines. So let's say I get to a certain point and I want to get to another limb that might be 10 feet away or 10 feet above me. I'm going to climb to the top of my rope, and instead of untying it and holding on to the tree and not being tied in, I'm going to tie my second rope slightly higher up, tighten that one, undo my first one, and then climb up the second one, and then wash, rinse, repeat. And this is true monkey branching. But if you only have one rope because you don't want to invest in your business, well, then it's going to take you a whole lot fucking longer to do shit. And a lot of people think they're suckers, like if they spend money on their business. Like, no, you're a sucker if you don't. Okay, you're a sucker if you buy stupid shit you don't need. That pisses me off when people suggest that I need things that I'll never, ever, ever use in my life. Or they say, hey, you do trees? And instead of asking if I'm good, they're going to say, do you have a wood chipper, or do you have this, or do you have that? It's like, no, but man, like, look at what the fuck I'm doing, man. Like, equipment is very incidental compared to the actual skill required. And I wanted to go into more detail about all the things I've invested in for my business and everything like that. I definitely will. I'm gonna make another video about that. But you know, don't be afraid to put money into your business to make the job easier for you and to make it go by quicker and more efficiently, because these are all things that enable you to make more money, either by doing more jobs in the day or by being able to charge more to the customer for doing a more precise job. You know, now we can take away the wood on most jobs. You know, it's just a question of, you know, do we want to, and is the price right? We can chip branches if we have to. Our chipper is not huge, but it's good enough. I have enough ropes to get to any fucking limb I need to get to. And we have a solid knowledge of rigging branches. So that's when we tie them off before cutting them so they avoid obstacles. So, you know, we take a tremendous amount of care. Like, we rigged the branches here so they wouldn't make holes in the driveway, but last year I didn't know how to do that. So I would just let them fall. You know, I would try to direct it, but it'd be precarious. And I couldn't charge as much. Because even though the job was harder for me, I mean, there was less chance of success, and I was gambling a lot of the time. And even though I tried to charge a lot, you know, a lot of the time I would tell the customer, oh, I can't guarantee that I won't hit anything, but for the most part it should be okay. And then I'd charge what they would think was a lot of money for not being able to guarantee not hitting anything. So now, a lot of the branches I rig, I tie, a lot of them I could get away with not, but I find it best to err on the side of caution, just not too far, and be methodical. And this way, you know, I build good habits and I build a solid skill set by, you know, thousands of hours of repetition. It's the only way I've gotten good at anything else. So that's why we do it the way we do it, because it helps us get money. So like Charles F. Gray says, you know, don't have anything in your life that doesn't help you get money or make money. Everything should be a money making tool, you know. And even relaxing, even fucking chilling and hanging out and celebrating and enjoying the weekend and drinking and chasing hood rats and stuff like that, that's still a money making tool, because you need to decompress, you know, for a day or 2 days or whatever it takes you. You need to decompress in order to start fucking fresh and go back to work, as opposed to just, you know, droning and working yourself to the bone. So that's all I have to say for today. I'm gonna go fucking get a bunch of shit done. We did this job yesterday, made a little bit of money. I cut through a bunch of my fucking climbing ropes, so we're off to the climbing store because I got a big surprise, invest some cash into my business. And does this hurt? A little bit, but just because I'm parting with money. But when I think of all the shit that I would buy if I had an unlimited amount, it's probably more climbing stuff, more skateboard stuff, and I would definitely own my living space instead of rent it. And I would have a nicer vehicle, or I would say a better suited vehicle. But, you know, not too much would change. That's what I would do. So I'm off to fucking get some shiny purple shit now. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Expect more to come. Have a great day, guys. Now stop watching fucking videos and go fucking get them.